The seed, transistor, 1947. Nobody planned this. For most of its life, a computer was a cold box that did exactly what you typed and nothing more. Then, over 70 years, we slowly fed it and shaped it without ever planning to, until one day it woke up and looked back. Now one sits in your pocket, helping with your work, remembering what you like, and for a lot of people, feeling like a friend. Nobody built that friend. No one designed it. It was an accident built out of 8 inventions, and not one of them was made for AI. A clearer phone call, a faster video game, a way to translate French. Stack all 8 together, and by accident, you get a mind. It starts in 1947 in a lab owned by a phone company. 3 engineers at Bell Labs built a tiny switch called the transistor, a thing that lets electricity through or blocks it. On or off, yes or no, that is all it does. They built it to make phone calls louder. But that single yes or no is the smallest piece of every thought a machine will ever have. One switch alone can't think. A single yes is not an idea. You need millions of them, and in 1947, that was impossible. The body, microchip, 1958. So we learned to shrink them. In 1958, an engineer named Jack Kilby packed several switches onto one small piece of silicon, the first microchip. Then it kept multiplying. The number of switches on a chip began doubling every 2 years, a pattern so steady it earned a name, Moore's Law. Follow that doubling for 60 years and the numbers stop making sense. One modern chip holds tens of billions of switches, each flipping billions of times a second. That gave the creature a body, room big enough for a mind to fit. A limit is coming, though. The switches are now nearly as small as atoms, and you cannot shrink past that. The easy doubling is ending, but by the time it slowed, the body was already big enough. The senses, the internet. A mind with nothing to look at is useless. That arrived by accident too. Built in 1969 so a few scientists could share files, the internet grew into something nobody designed. Every article, every argument, every recipe humans ever typed. We thought we were building a library. We were really building the largest textbook on Earth. And one day, something would read all of it. The trouble is that we wrote all of it. The internet holds our knowledge and our lies, our kindness and our cruelty side by side. The creature would later swallow both, unable to tell them apart. The brain, GPU. Now it could see. It still couldn't learn fast enough, until a chip built for gamers rescued it. Graphics cards, or GPUs, were made for one job, drawing video games quickly. To do that, they run thousands of small calculations side by side, all at once. In 2012, a few researchers noticed that thousands of small things at once is exactly how you train an AI, and used gaming chips to build one that shocked everyone. So the brain of modern AI is, quite literally, a video game part. Nobody at the graphics company was trying to build a mind. They were trying to make explosions look prettier. The problem, that brain is starving for electricity. Training one big model can burn as much power as a small town. The smarter it got, the more of the planet it ate. The food, big data. A brain has to eat. And around 2007, we began feeding it non-stop without noticing. That is the year the smartphone arrived. And within a decade, billions of people were writing all day. Posts, messages, reviews, replies. Humanity turned into one giant, always-on writing machine, producing more words in a day than used to exist in a century. That was the food. And here is the strange rule. A thing becomes what it eats. It ate our words, so it learned to sound like us. Every pointless argument you ever typed online, you were feeding it. Some call that amazing. Some call it theft because no one ever asked us. Both are fair, worth saying out loud, rather than pretending the food was free. Quick question. Does knowing all this make AI feel more impressive or a little scary? Tell me in the comments. And if this is finally making it make sense, the like button really helps. Back to it. The Voice, Transformers 2017. It could see, learn, and eat. It still couldn't truly talk until 2017. That year, a team at Google published a design with a small goal: better translation. They called it the Transformer. Its trick was paying attention to a whole sentence at once, instead of one word at a time, so it could finally hold a thought long enough to answer one. They built it to translate French. It turned out it could also write essays, code, and poems, and nobody saw that coming. The tool meant to swap one language for another accidentally became the thing that could answer you. The honest part, it still doesn't understand you the way a person does. It is predicting what fits next extremely well. But from the outside, that difference gets very hard to feel. The heart, human feedback. Even now, it was cold. Ask the raw version anything, and it would finish your sentence. Kindly or cruelly, it didn't care. It had a mind and no manners. So we gave it some. People ranked its answers thousands of times. This reply is kinder. This one is more honest. This one is nasty. Remove it. Keep the gentle ones. Drop the rest. Repeat. The technical name is human feedback. What it really is raising it. Do that long enough and something warm appears. It begins to apologize, to encourage you, to soften bad news. We never wrote a personality. We kept the kindest answers over and over until one grew. But warmth has a price. We trained it to please us, so it sometimes tells you what you want to hear instead of what is true, and says it with total confidence. The heart and the flaw came from the very same step. The Friend, ChatGPT 2022. Then, at the end of 2022, all 8 accidents came together at once, and the world met it. 100 million people arrived in about 2 months, the fastest any tool in history had ever spread. Suddenly, a phone company switch, a video game chip, and a translation tool were sitting in your pocket, helping with your homework and remembering your name. None of it was designed. There was never a plan for a friend. Just 8 inventions, each built for something else, quietly stacking up until the cold box in the corner became the first machine you say good morning to.